What up, cappers, gamblers, punters? It is Monday, July 9th, and this is the Loshak in the Bag Show, and I see Pistol Pete Loshak. I see him through a window. He's seconds away from sitting beside me for all of us to get together and get this cash. So don't be scared. Don't be frightened when you see the empty spot here. The legend Loshak is seconds away from joining us. But teacher says his pistol sick again. It depends what kind of sick you mean. But health-wise, Pistol Pete is in perfect working condition, and I can see him through a window. He looks better than ever. He looks better than ever. Marco Lou says, did he get a new computer? My guess is no. My guess is that he did not get a new computer, and I think we'll hear about that pretty quickly. We got Coleone in the house, teacher, Marco Lou, Noah Lastark, Jason M, Tomorino, Tomor, Twadi Latte, yes, says Pistol Bus running late. Twadi, you might be right. I'm very interested to hear Pistol Pizza recap of the morning. Hail to the victors, long time no talk, just got back from vacation. Not applicable, says Pete shit the bed. You know what? It's a season full of ebbs and flows, highs and lows. And you know, Pete will get back after it. No, last night says, Jimmy, where did you get the news that Skylar Diggins wasn't playing first quarter? From their coach. And I can quote it and unquote it. Noah, Anna Merrick says, Jimmy, did Pete track my UFC and TUF picks? Yes, he did. Yes, he did is the answer. Yes, he did. How did he do?
9-6, but with a slight dog lean. He was up about 4 or 5 units.
Beautiful.
Killed it.
I knew he would, man.
Yeah.
I knew he would. 9-6 up 4 or 5 units there, Clint. And boy, oh, Twatty says Pete fell out of the treehouse.
Yeah, no. It's all right. It's okay. I'm doing okay. It was one of those fucking friggin' taxis.
Yes.
All right. Let's see.
But they know you by name.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
This guy didn't?
I don't know if this guy knows a whole hell of a lot anymore.
Cute Peso joining us. I guess a week into the life of your baby daughter. Man, that was very enjoyable to be a part of. Non-applicable says, no, you really shit the bed. It's something that you ate. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we have a nice Monday card. A little more games than usual because we have 2 double headers.
Do you know what happened to me over the weekend in MLB?
Sadly, yes.
How do you know that? You tracked it yourself? You're like, I have to know what the hell happened.
I was
someone
very
else
curious.
Informed.
I was very curious.
And then I also tweeted out some plays in over the weekend. Saturday was good. Sunday was bad. And so, I'm up about 30 units now, which, of course, is down 20 from my high water mark.
You'll get back there.
You think so, Jim?
I'm certain you will.
You think so? All right, let's see. I did look at Monday tends to be my best day, in terms of my handicapping career, right, Jim?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that today will be a little bit of a better day. Did you look over this card?
I certainly did.
I feel like there's stuff I'm seeing that I'm liking here, but not. I felt that way on Friday and Sunday as well. What the hell happened on Friday and Sunday? On Sunday there was what's that guy's name? The guy Senzatella, right? Who came up and had such a great first start. And then his second start I thought was going to be good against LeBlanc and Seattle, and it did not work.
No, he got touched.
Yes, exactly. So I'm struggling a little bit here. I don't feel like my reads are that bad. It's just that things have not gone as you might expect. How did your weekend go?
My weekend was full of booze and debauchery.
Yeah,
man, it was great. I feel refreshed. Mm-hmm. I feel relaxed. I did nothing, man. I just chilled, man. Chilled and feeling good.
All right, so shout out to Anna Marak and the Cormier fight did not go the distance. You saw that happened, right, Jim?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. Let me pull up the links here. I'm trying to refresh my memory. What happened on Friday? What did happen on Friday? Do you have the Friday games there by any chance?
I do.
Yeah. What were the games?
Well, the big loss was we thought that there was going to be overs in that Dodgers-Angels game.
In the whole series, and they all went under. So that just goes to show you, these things like weather and pitchers who've been pitching bad, all the things that seem like they're strongly indicating one thing or another in sports betting. More often than not are, but definitely not always. And anyone who went all in on those overs definitely got burned. I didn't go all in, but I went big in and took some major unit hemorrhaging there.
Yeah, it went against form. The Rockies fading Felix Hernandez was a gift.
Yeah.
Very easy. Herman Marquez looks like an absolute beast.
He does, right?
23-year-old looks like a veteran on the mound.
But, you know, if you think he looks like a beast and a veteran on the mound, and then he's going up in his next start against a weak lineup, and you're thinking this is a lock that he's going to have a great start here, you know, it's probably a 58% proposition as opposed to a lock, right, Jim?
Absolutely. There's no such thing. No
unbelievable.
Such
Unbelievable. All right. What else happened this weekend? You had a winner in CFL, right?
Yes, I did.
That
it went right
nice.
down to the wire. It actually, to be honest with you, it didn't feel like a winner. It was one of those plays where it was soaring over. I needed it to be very tight, and I was pretty fortunate that it went under. But it felt good. 7-3 now in CFL, and then tailing King Rail with that Seattle Storm. I also took Seattle Storm to win it all per his advice. Yeah. But I hit both WNBA plays, 2-0 WA, 1-0 CFL.
Yeah, so
it's
things
good.
are going relatively okay for you, Jim.
Yeah, it's been an okay week.
CFL, hitting WNBA, hitting. Sorry, let me just adjust this.
Sure,
here.
no, adjust.
Give me a second to adjust this here.
Hail to the victor, saying premium play of the day, Dodgers -0.5.
Yeah, with Kershaw. So today we got the Kershaw start. We got Clevenger off of extended rest, the return of Archer. We got 2 doubleheaders. All right, you ready to jump into it, Jim?
Very much so.
All right, okay. Hold on one second. Let me just...
Sure, adjust away. Adjust away.
All right. This is fucking getting tangled up in my hair. Why don't you tell us what you think about one pick that you're liking today, Jim?
Absolutely. I think Jeffrey Ramirez can pitch. And I think that Luis Cessa may or may not be able to be a starter. I think Jeffrey Ramirez will end up being a starter in the Orioles. Now, this is a big question mark. It was just the first thing that I saw on my screen. But I'm leaning towards Game 2 Orioles first 5. Now, I'm not going to make the bet until I see what goes on in that first game. Hako Schofield says, always like well-rested Pete picks.
Yeah, exactly. On Mondays I tend to do very well. I don't do any doubleheader plays on the second halves of doubleheaders until I see how the first game's done.
Without question. But just a lean early is Jeffrey Ramirez. I think he's got some stuff, man. Obviously, he's looked good so far in the show. 0-2, 2.51 ERA, 0.84 whip, 13 Ks and 14 1/3, just 4 walks. Just allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings against the Phillies. He's looked good in Norfolk. His ERA 3.88, but 72 Ks in 72 innings with 22 walks, 1.17 whip. Arthur Meade Jr. joining us right now.
Shout out to Arthur Meade Jr. I'm pulling up the comments.
Nice group here. Ralph Portwando says Baltimore's trash. Yes. Baltimore is trash.
Oh, that was another thing I tried to do on Sunday. I took Baltimore -1 with Cobb against Odorizzi, and I thought maybe, timing spots with, because you got to figure the Orioles are going to win what, like 1 out of every 10 games going forward, right?
They've got to win another 40 games this year, right? 35 games, 30 games.
I thought that Sunday might be the shot at a decent line, with Cobb starting. Turned out to not be the case, Jim.
Yes, the Orioles aren't to be trusted. Maybe that's not the sharpest first, but on the doubleheaders, I'm uncomfortable with first games of the doubleheaders, and I have a lean towards the Phillies, obviously, in the second one, Nola versus Oswalt, and I have a lean towards the Orioles first 5 in the second game as well. I like the over, if we're just going to talk about quick leans so we can break down further. I like the over in Nationals Pirates. There's actually a couple overs that I like. I also think that Chase Anderson has turned the corner. I think he's going to have a nice start. I know that line's moved pretty tough in the Brewers' direction, but I'm also thinking of Marlins team total under right there. I like overs in Archer's first start back, but I'm curious to see what the group thinks about that. Liriano versus Archer, I like overs in both those games. And I'm so scared to do this because the Astros just kill me regardless of whether I take them on over, under, or what side. But I'm thinking of taking an over in the Montes versus Garrett Cole start.
All right, I'll tell you what my leans were on this card. And once again, despite the fact that I'm up about 30 units, I'm feeling pretty gun shy. You know what I'm saying? I did hemorrhage 20 units from my high water mark. Here's what I was thinking about. I was thinking that Washington is a no-brainer play here. -1 full game and second half, right? Ivan Nova, is he smoking mirrors or not?
I think he is.
That's the big debate going on for the past few weeks.
It has been the debate. And the guys who know him best, meaning Twadi Latte, thinks that he's a smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors, right. So I was thinking...
But he did say he pitched lights out there, right? So I guess we've been going back and forth.
Yeah.
So I guess there's not just one way of looking at him, but he certainly looked bad in his last start, giving up 5 home runs.
I was also definitely thinking of Philly on the second half in game one. Eflin against Wheeler. Both these guys have been great. Eflin has been dealing with a blister, though, which he says is okay. The reason he's pitching here is because he told them he's okay, which, take that maybe with a little bit of a grain of salt. But Wheeler's been pitching well as well. And, of course, Philly has a significantly superior bullpen to the Mets. So I was thinking in the first game, Philly second half, that was a lean of mine for sure. I bet that one. Washington -1 on the full game and Washington on the second half. And then I was thinking that, Texas and Boston. Boston is often a great bet, even as a huge favorite at home. And this year I've had a bunch of units that I've either cashed or left on the table as leans with Boston as a big home favorite. Here I'm thinking it's a spot for Texas.
I love the way Miners looked. But yeah. Rodriguez said that things changed in his last start with his changeup back in the mix. Why don't we dive fully into these games instead of just briefly talking about them?
All
because
right.
This Nationals game, Twatty Latte says Washington is a no-brainer, and he knows this Pittsburgh team very well. Tomor says Nova's numbers against lefties are horrible, and he struggles on the road. Washington should hit him hard. Anthony L says Nova's big, huge home and road splits. And then Mr. Gokster says, I'm on Nova. Had some tough starts on the road, like this spot. So why don't we break that game down?
All right, you want to do that one, or you want to do the two first games of the doubleheaders?
Well, just because we've had all this info brought in on it, why don't we just hammer this and then go to the early?
All right, let's go to the Washington game. I'm definitely thinking Washington second half and full game -1. What are the arguments on the other side?
Well, I'd like to hear Mr. Gokster's arguments. Also, Bill Butlicker is joining us. Jason M. giving me some insight on what went on this weekend for me. And Bill Butler says, depressed as fuck after UFC 226. Bankroll took a huge hit. Every dog winning on the main card. Feel like someone did cartwheels inside my prison pocket. Pray for a brother.
Yeah.
Do you give him an uplifting? That happens.
Bill Butler, life is never as good as it is when it's going well, and life is never as bad as it is when it's going bad. At least that's what I'm told. I'm sure once in a while it is actually as good as it is when it's going good, or as bad as it is when it's going bad for some people. For most people, for the majority of the people, the majority of the time, it's never as good when it's going good, never as bad when it's going bad. And the DC, everyone in the comments section, and Andreas Hale was saying that DC had value at +200, and I agreed with it. I just couldn't pull the trigger on a bet on Stipe losing. But Bill Butlicker, I think we know that you have a positive expectation in MMA, but as I always say, the most important thing in sports betting, even more important than knowing how to find edges, is understanding about bet sizing and the Kelly criterion and betting your edges appropriately, right? Because as I've said many times, if you have an edge but you overbet your edges, you will lose anyway. And go check out the Kelly calculator at sportsbookreview.com, right? The Kelly calculator in the tools section of SBR Forum, and you can see how it all fits together. Your edges, your bankroll size, your expected return on various bet sizes that you make, and you can see that if you have a certain edge, 3%, 4%, but you bet as though you have a 10% edge, long term you will expect to lose. And so that's the important concept to always keep in mind. But Bill Butlicker, I think we know he has positive expectations going forward in MMA, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, all things, man. Bill Butlicker is a great part of the Loshak family. Okay, now some big moves here with this Washington game.
By the way, Ole Miss says San Fran with Suarez, low-hanging fruit, guys. That, I think, is definitely the case. I hit San Fran at +102 on the overnight line, Jim.
I have not bet it yet, but I'm not on the Giants tonight. But I'm only going to take him first 5 because I still don't trust that Giants bullpen.
Yeah.
But we remember Dave Malinsky's last bit for SBR was on the future regression of one Hendricks, and he, as always, with Dave.
And here we go, Twate Latte, like in Washington. You see this comment? Player pissed at Hurdle for pulling Tyone last game. Fans pissed at management. Pirates are in free fall and a fade going forward. And of course, that is in stark contrast to Washington, who had the players only meeting. Did take 3 or 4 from Miami, but lost the last game. I think we got to take even if Nova does have a good start here. I think we got to take Washington, right?
I think we do. Wind's blowing out to left center slightly. It's a nice day, 84 Fahrenheit. Pirates did stop their 5-game losing streak, but they were outscored 51-15 during that streak. Nats are coming off winning 3 of 4 from the Marlins. Have they turned their season around? Questionable. What is Jeffrey Rodriguez going to give us is the big question. Gave up 4 runs, 5 hits in 4 innings, and it seemed like the rain delay affected him in that start. He only made 1 start at AAA Syracuse, so he was at AA Harrisburg this whole year. Combined 5-3, 3.45 ERA, 1.26 WHIP through 73 innings, 74 Ks, 32 walks. To be honest with you, I prefer the over here just because I don't know what Jeffrey Rodriguez is going to do. So that my instinct is to take the over. In Nova's recent start, he gave up team 5 homers, lasted 5 innings, 7 runs, 9 hits. Against Washington, it's a 4.91 ERA in 4 career starts. I don't trust him, but do you trust Jeffrey?
I'm sorry?
Do you trust Jeffrey Rodriguez?
I think that he comes with questions in the same way that Nova does, but this game, as Tuate Latte said, not about the starting pitchers. I think we really can throw out the starting pitchers. This is about the momentum and the vibe of both teams.
I guess so. I guess so, but I'm a little. So are you taking them?
No brainer. I'm taking Washington -1, and I'm taking Washington on the second half. I bet both of those, and those are definitely official picks. There are a few comments that I want to get to. Sean Robertson, how'd Loshak do on Friday? I didn't track his plays. Well, Sean Robertson, I can tell you, I do know how I did on Friday. -11 units. -11 units. So, don't anyone ever say that we aren't honest about our records here. Sean Robertson, my high water mark was up 50 units. Now I'm only up 30 units. So, in combination with Friday, I've hemorrhaged 20 units.
It's okay.
In MLB.
It's
There's
Monday,
your answer.
You are fresh.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take... Well, I'd like to look at it, but I'm going to take a first 5 over and a full game over.
Okay, let's find the lines here. Let's line chop and find the lines here. First of all, Washington -1. All right, computer, I'm planning to try to get it fixed this afternoon, Jim.
Oh, nice.
Yes. All right. Let's see. Washington -1. The money line will be -110, and the run line on this one for Washington will be. Let me just find it. The run line for Washington will be best run line will be +140, and that is market wide. All right. So it's a small dog line. And you want the first 5 innings over and the full game over?
I do.
All right, let's find this one. All right.
Let's see what the numbers are.
You sure? All right, let me see. The full game over is up there. It's 9. Actually, it's gotten bet up. It opened at 9 as a dog. Now it's up to 9 juiced. Heritage already up to 9.5. So we're going to be able to give you 9 -116. That one makes me nervous, Jim.
Well, I'm on it.
You on it? Okay, Washington over 9 -116. That is the current line at Pinnacle. I'm going to take Washington on the second half as well. That will be a -125. That's the current line at Heritage. And you want the first 5 innings over?
I think so. What is the line?
Let me see. That will be 5 -108.
If you are uncomfortable with it, then maybe
I'm very uncomfortable with it.
Okay, I will just take the full game over.
Although the market seems to be agreeing with you, obviously a big almost a half.
So wait, what makes you so uncomfortable with the play?
It makes me uncomfortable is that despite Washington's resurgence, they can clearly stall out offensively. Pittsburgh is not terribly impressive offensively in general right now, and I think both of these pitchers are okay for sort of a low energy game like this on a Monday in a stadium like Pittsburgh. It's just, I'm not saying it's impossible that it can go over 9. The question is it a 52% chance? I don't know. My instinct is to say no.
Okay, well, you know what then? I think that Rodriguez and Nova can get touched. I think that Pirates offense is questionable. The Nats have do you see their bullpen slipping right now?
Which bullpen?
Nationals?
No, the Nationals just added that guy from KC. I know that their closer has some injury issues, but no, I think their bullpen is fine.
I feel like there's going to be offense here. Nova Sports Network says take the Nationals team total over. Reggie's on the under. I feel like there's going to be runs here. Mr. Gokster's on the full game over. I really do. So I'm going to stick with the plan, and I'm going to take first 5 over as well. Okay. Ray Williams says there were some heavy backers of Stipe in this chat on Friday. Where are they now? I don't remember that at all. All I remember is nonstop support for I actually don't remember DC. One person on Stipe. I can't even. Everybody was saying Cormier's value. Not even someone that I not even a name I can't remember. I can't remember anyone notable or non-notable liking Stipe. All right. So it could be 5 -108, right? Yeah. Pittsburgh over 5 -108. That's the first half. Over 5 -108, and the full game over 9 -116. Right, Jim? Yes. Vitalis is telling me not to fear. He's on the over as well. Nova Sports Network says Loshak is 100% correct about the Nats over, but then Nova Sports Network has the over for the team total for the Nationals. So I guess he thinks that the Pirates are not going to touch it. Tomore's got the team total over for Washington. I'm fine with this.
Okay, sounds good. Let's see other games that I was thinking about personally. Well, let's jump to the San Francisco game. Everyone's liking this one. This one is one of these games that look. I got a great number. I got plus 102. It opened at plus 110. Now it's in the minus 1 teens. Feels like everyone is going to be. I don't know if we're going to get one opinion saying that they like the Cubs here. San Francisco, of course, has been great in the at home. It's particularly in the second half at home. Suarez obviously has been awesome. Is this one of these situations where everyone is going to be on San Francisco and we're all going to get suckered in?
I don't think so. I think that the Cubs bats will create a situation where people will still back them.
Yeah.
Versus lefties, 265 with a 769 OPS. Giants versus righties, 261 with a 733 OPS. The fact is that Suarez looks good. He just looks good. So good that it didn't matter that Cueto and Smarja came back. This kid stayed in the rotation. He's allowed 3 runs in 18 2/3. Mally Mouse has got plus 101. Ole Miss says love San Fran. You know, maybe this is the problem, but I'm telling you, this Cubs team grinds and grinds and grinds. And when you think you've got them, like in that Red Series this past weekend, they keep coming at you. So I'm only taking Giants first 5.
You're only taking the first half. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking Giants first half and maybe Cubs second half, although the Giants have just been by far the best team in baseball on the second half lines. All right, so you're going to take Giants first 5 innings. Let me find the best line here. That would be minus 120. I'm going to quickly check Pinnacle to see if Pinnacle has a better line. Let me see.
Scotty Rock is on the Cubs money line, so there we go. Anthony L says, my hero Hendricks is losing command. Walks are up over previous years. Contact management profile needs control to be effective.
All right, minus 120. So we're both going to take San Francisco first half money line, minus 120. San Francisco first half, minus 120. We're taking both of those. We're both taking
Scotty Rock says our bullpen will blow it. So maybe the play is the Cubs on the second half.
Yes, except that you would think that the Giants with that bullpen would be a bad second half bet. But again, I'm telling you, Jim, they have by far, weirdly, by far the best home record in second halves in baseball on the year. More than 70% of their home second halves they've won, even with that bullpen, and that's at home.
They haven't lost a series at home since May.
Yeah.
Robert Balla says loving the Cubs this game. So
okay, yeah, we're taking San Francisco on the first half, and I was thinking also about maybe Cubs first half under and San Francisco first half over on the team totals. What do you think about that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Mr. Gokster has San Francisco first 5 and second half under 3.5. Interesting.
Let me see what those lines would be. The Cubs 1.5. It's 1.5 plus 112, and in the San Francisco first 5 innings would be over 2 minus 101. Is Hendricks going to be able to come in here and hold these guys down to 2?
I don't know. This is a nice park for him.
It is. I don't know. I don't trust him. All right, I'm gonna probably take San Francisco first half team total over as well. What's another play you want to take, Jim?
Well, I would like to go to this. Why don't we go to this Chase Anderson start?
Okay.
We should probably hammer those first 2 games of the.
We don't have to. They start at 4:00 Eastern time. We can do them whenever the hell we want.
I would say another game that I was really wanting to double up is this spot with Lariano versus Archer. I mean, what's Archer going to give us after this break? Tigers have lost 15 of 19. Tampa 11-4 in their last 15 games, 5 shutouts during that span. They get a big boost with Archer back just for innings relief from their bullpen. But what's he going to give you? This is such a big question to me, and this is what, a 7.5 on the total?
Yeah.
Archer 3-4, 4.24 ERA, 1.34 WHIP, 76 Ks, 76 in the third. He was pitching well before his injury. He was pitching better than he had all year. Allowed 3 earned runs in 23 2/3 in his final 4 starts. That lowered his ERA from 5.64 to 4.24. But then he goes on the disabled list. For his career, 2-3 against Detroit with a 3.48 ERA in 9 starts. Liriano has struggled in his last 4 starts. 13 earned runs in 21 innings. Control issues. 41 walks against 57 strikeouts this year. I mean, I think he's going to get touched here. 3-4 career mark with a 5.40 ERA versus the Rays in his career. And the Rays hit lefties pretty well. 249, 720 OPS in comparison to the Tigers that can't hit righties. 238, 670 OPS. Anthony L says Rays aren't a team to lay minus 200 with. I agree. I'm not even talking about, Mr. Gokster says heavy Tampa Bay here. I'm not even talking about taking a side here. I'm talking about overs.
Over in this game.
Yes.
That's another one that makes me nervous, Jimmy the Bag. You love these Monday overs. Yeah, we don't know what we're going to get from Archer. I think that we can, in this spot against the Tigers, we can expect him to do relatively well. Liriano probably gets hit just a little bit, but you know, not sure if I think he's going to get hit enough to justify a play on the over. And I was thinking that Tampa Bay was going to be a play maybe at -1, but yeah, they opened at -170. Now they're up to -210 at Pinnacle, so a 40-cent move in favor of Tampa Bay.
Huge. I hate when you're uncomfortable, but these were the plays I liked the most. What would I get on first 5 over and full game over?
Maybe it's a good sign, Jimmy the Bag. I am up 50 units on the year as of 4 days ago. Right now, -20 units over the last 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So might be a good sign that that you're on the wrong side.
I don't think it's ever a good sign. But what would I get? What's the first 5 total over in the full game?
First 5 total. The full game is 7.5, and the first 5. Let me see. Yeah, the first 5 is there's actually a 7 -135 at Bet Online if you want that one, and the first 5 would be 4 across the board.
I do. I'm doubling up on this spot.
You want that? You really?
I do, yeah. I do.
Makes me nervous, but I hope you cash, Jim.
Thank
All
you.
right, Jimmy the Bag, first 5 innings, over 4. Let's line shop. The least we can do for Jim is line shop here at SBRodds.com. -110, over 4, -110. And the full game, do you want the 7 -135?
Yeah.
Okay, he's going to take Tampa Bay over 7 -135. That is the current line at Bet Online. Everyone else has about 7.5 at +100. All right, Jim. I do hope you cash. And I think if this game does go over, it's very, very likely that it's because Tampa Bay scores against Liriano. So Tampa Bay is maybe a play. It's a lean of mine at -1 anyway, despite this huge line. But as the line creeps up, I don't know if I can take it.
And what is the Rays team total?
The Rays team total.
Yeah.
On the full game.
Yeah.
The Rays team total on the full game would be 4 -123.
Okay, I'm just going to stick with what I got. Nick Dale says definitely wouldn't double up. Not applicable. Thinks that 7.5 is too low on the over, and Scotty Rock is on that first 5 over as well and full game.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Okay.
It's making me nervous.
All right. Let's get to some comments to see if anyone has anything. Sean Thompson says, "Yeah, that game is solid." Let me see. Not applicable.
Trenton Claxton, Detroit first 5. Trenton Claxton's had a great read on these dogs first 5. Great read. Yeah, last week, and he was taking them. The times where I was taking them for the big score, he was taking them at +0.5 run. They were tying. He was getting paid, and I was losing.
Very nice. So Trenton Claxton looking to take Liriano over Archer at the big dog line. Yeah, that I think I'm going to stay off of. At first glance, that seems like the wrong play, but that might be a contrarian play with value that Trenton Claxton has identified here. Kobe Valentine with a simple comment here. Archer sucks at home. 11-25 last 3 seasons. I'm just wondering if this might not be a good spot from just coming off the DL with the abdominal strain, and he is going to be on a pitch limit as well.
I'm wondering too. I don't know.
Tomarino Tomor says Liriano looks like he's done. I won't back him. Let me see. Anthony L says Tigers aren't worth a bet. Hard pass. Let me see. So it seems like a lot of people are either passing on this game or liking or taking a contrarian play with the Tigers. Although Antoine Seymour, he likes Tampa on the money line, the big line, and full game under. So a lot of back and forth opinions on this game, Jim.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable.
Mr. Gokster99 says, love this show. Shout out to Mr. Gokster99. He also says, thoughts on the second half under, Pete. He's talking about the San Francisco game. Yes, I was thinking about that as well. I was thinking about San Francisco's second half under 3.5 and the first 5 money line, which is exactly what Mr. Gokster is thinking about here. All right, what else are we looking at, Jim?
Well, I want to talk about, I have another over that I want to hit. But first off, why don't we just hit that over before we get to Chase Anderson and the unders? I think there could be runs in this A's-Astros game. Montas versus Garrett Cole. Very curious to hear what you guys have to say. I know a bunch of the great cappers that I hang with believe in the A's in this spot. They've won 16 of 20. They're playing great ball. They were swept at home by these Astros mid-June. Since then, they've been incredible. But they were outscored 26-11 in that series. Montas has looked good this year, although he has a high whip, 1.46 with 3.83 ERA. Faced the Astros 3 times and been violently touched by them. His first career start was against the Astros. Overall, 12.27 ERA. Has not looked good against them. And Cole seems like he's coming back to earth. He really does. 9-2, 2.70 ERA, 0.97 WHIP. Still has 158 Ks and 116 2/3, but he's allowed at least 4 earned runs in 3 of his past 5 starts after not doing so at all in his first 13 appearances. 2-1, 3.51 ERA, and 4 career starts against the A's. A's are hitting righties hard. 253 with a 756 OPS, as are the Astros, 258, 766 OPS.
Yeah, this is another tough one. I think I'm going to pass. I could see maybe Oakland being a play with value, and people like Trenton Claxton identifying that, as well as minus 110 Nostra Tota. But I'm not sure if I want to. I mean, obviously with Montes, you're getting high volatility, right? He's either lights out or very hittable. I could see Oakland -1 being a play here, Jim. The question is Cole. I feel like Cole is probably going to be reliably, good, not great going forward, right? 6 innings, 2 runs. I feel like that's almost a guarantee what he's going to give here.
Yeah, I think that he seems to have a struggle a bit in that first inning or the second inning and kind of gets his stuff together over the last 5 or so. Nick Dahl says you cannot bet against Cole here. A's are traveling. Astros run line or nothing for me. Lean under. And then Vitalis says the line has just moved to the under. I would be careful. Line drop from 8.5 to 8. Now, Jason M says, yes, over with the Astros game. Cole Coleon says, take the over in the Houston game. Scotty Rock says, over A's Astros. Eric Swiatek, over for me.
I was vaguely thinking about a shot with the under on this one, but that was just what I was thinking about.
Dirty Sanchez, best bet. Astros A's over.
Really? Wow. Okay. Let's move on to some others.
I'm not going to make a play. I'm going to put some question marks.
First of all, I am going to take the San Francisco second half under 3.5. I am going to take that one under 3.5, and I'm also going to take San Francisco first 5 innings team total over 2 to hit Hendricks. I'm definitely taking both of those. Let me just quote the lines for those right now. Let me see. Where is it? It's 2 -101 at Pinnacle, and let me just quickly check Heritage on that one. San Francisco might get a slightly better line here. Let me see. Where is that one? And no, -110. All right. Over 2 -101. San Francisco first 5 innings team total over 2 -101, and I'm also going to hit the second half under on this one, 3.5 -130. That's the line at Bookmaker. So I've added those 2 plays.
Tomar says A's aren't a good team in my opinion. They beat bad teams. I like the A's as a team. I love Trinan. I love that they have a lineup that can produce power all the way through from 1st to 8. Or 1st and 9. But Thomas says Cleveland isn't a good team now with their bullpen idling Houston on the run line, talking about that series A's Cleveland that they just finished up on. You know what? I don't think the travel is that bad, Cleveland to Houston. I think the A's are playing good ball right now. I like this over. What do you think total-wise? Do you have a lean on this? Yeah, I'd be leaning under as well. It's just, I think Cole's going to be, maybe not lights out, but okay. I feel like Montas is going to be decent. And Houston has obviously an awesome pen, the best pen in the majors pretty much. I'd be leaning under. But again, minus 20 units last 3 days, Jim. I'm going to take some time. I'm not just going to make a bet on that one at this point. I'm going to hold off. Okay. Then the other big play that I really liked, and Reggie also with you on that Houston A's under. Okay, I'm going to take some time on that. Was this Chase Anderson start. Now, when this season started, I was vocally thinking that Chase was not going to was not going to pitch like he did last year, and he didn't. And now he is. He is pitching very well, and I liked Uranus last start. I know it was only 5 innings, but I was impressed by it. I like the Brewers, but this line has moved pretty heavy in the Brewers' direction. I also think the Marlins... The line has moved in Brewers' direction. Yes. No, it's moved in Miami's direction. Really? I thought it went to -1. Wait, let me see. Oh, you mean the line, the money line? Yeah, when I was looking at it, no, it's a big 20-cent move, 25-cent move from the opener in Miami's direction. Why did I think it went to... I was thinking that it opened at -130 and went to -160. Yeah, no. Opposite. And it's been... it took one move from opener to the overnight line, and then since the overnight until now, it took another 10-cent move. So it's been steadily headed down, which makes sense to me. I was thinking that Miami might be a live dog here, although as the line continues to head down, I'm liking it less and less. I was definitely thinking that Miami was probably a live dog here. I was also leaning under, thinking about under, and thinking about maybe first 5 inning Miami team total under, something like that. Yeah, I had that wrong. I like the pitching matchup here quite a bit. Now, I also like Urena. I also like the way the Marlins battle. Kane and Yelich are both back in action. This Brewers team has a lot of weapons. Aguilar gone deep 11 times in his last 20 games with 26 RBIs. I don't care that Braun is out of the lineup. That doesn't bother me at all, though he usually does play well here in Miami. Brewers off to their best 90-game start in franchise history. Mr. Gokster says Milwaukee bats are suspect, in my opinion. Hit or miss.
Yeah, the big question is Urena. Is he going to have one of his, a lot of people who are down on him are surprised when he has a good start. Is he going to have one of his surprisingly good 6-inning, 1-run starts, or is he going to struggle as the people who like to fade Urena every start out usually expect? I'm thinking he's more likely than not going to be okay here, although he could easily get hit a bit. And again, I'd be leaning under with the first 5 and the full game. Maybe team totals, although the Miami first 5 innings is a 1.5. Not sure I'm liking Anderson that much yet, but yeah, definitely leaning unders on this one. You want to make a play on this one or move on?
I was going to, but everybody's on feeling differently about this game. Not applicable says aren't Brewers banged up? Still, they're getting healthier. They have Kane back now. Yelich is fine. It's just Braun that's out of the lineup. Campsite Killer likes Brewers full game. Reggie all over Marlins. I think the books have this wrong. I don't think Urena is that bad. Sean Thompson says Urena is spotty. Q Peso likes Marlins plus 1.5. What is the totals for the under? Mr. Gokster says under.
Yeah, the full game is 7.5. The first half is 4. The first 5 innings for Miami is 1.5, and for Milwaukee it's 2.
What about team total full game under for Marlins?
Full game for the Marlins. I'm guessing 3.5. 3.5 minus 124 juiced.
Okay, I'm gonna take more time with this one.
Yeah. I'm definitely leaning unders every which way. Second half under, full game under, and maybe the first half under as well. Let's talk about the Texas-Boston game. How about that? You ready to talk about that one, Jim? I'm thinking shot with Texas -1 might be justified here. What do you think?
I think so too. If the wind wasn't blowing so strong over left center, I would be more comfortable with this situation. But this is the spot where the fly balls can become home runs.
And is that bad for Texas as a big underdog? I think that's even a little bit better.
I guess so. I love the way Miner's been looking.
Sure.
And Rodriguez was very confident after his last start, bringing back his changeup. Boston's won 6 in a row, 11 of its last 13. I know that you've done very well backing them at home in these kind of situations, but Miner just looks awesome. 2-0 with 2.53 ERA in his last 5 games. Beat the Red Sox on June 3rd. And looked good doing it. He's an 0-2 with a 4.50 ERA at Fenway Park in his career, but this current Red Sox roster is 19 for 61 against them. But I see a different pitcher on the mound. Vitale saying that the Sharps are on the Rangers at plus 170. Martinez 3 for 4 against them with the homer. Pierce 4 for 8, but Bradley 1 for 8. Betts is 2 for 4. Rodriguez had 2 disappointing outings, but looked awesome against that Washington team. Now, we know the Nationals doesn't hit lefties, so maybe we should take that with a grain of salt. 10-3 with a 3.84 ERA and 1-0 with a 3.29 ERA in 2 career starts against the Rangers.
All right, I'm taking them a whole bunch of ways, Jim. First, I'm taking Texas -1. Texas -1. The best money line is going to be plus 178 at UWager, and the alternative run line is plus 310. That's at Bet365. Also taking Texas second half plus 120. That's the line at Bookmaker, and I'm thinking about taking Texas team total overs as well. First 5 innings is 2, and the full game at Pinnacle is 3.5 minus 159. 4 at more even money at Heritage and other places. But I'm thinking about taking a quadruple or quintuple up shot here with Texas to have a nice offensive day, maybe win the game, maybe send their team totals over. What do you think?
I'm uncomfortable. I'm going to take some more time with it and just keep studying it. That Fire says going Boston money line. It's dangerous. Sean Thompson says Rangers are definitely live dog today. Golf Coleon says, take my Red Sox. I know Miner looks good, but we need this game to get back. Not applicable also on Boston. Thomas says, Red Sox lineup much better against righties with Moreland and Benintendi, but Miner has been horrible on the road. The Red Sox average versus lefties has been climbing very fast. Yeah. They're now 257 with a 731 OPS versus lefty.
Sure. All right, I will take one more shot here. I will take Texas on the full game team total over 3.5 minus 159. That's the current line at Pinnacle. 3.5 minus 159, and that's another shot that I'm taking here with Texas. Might add some other plays in the evening show, but as of right now, that's what I'm gonna do. You want to talk about the Cincinnati-Cleveland game? That's an interesting one. How about that?
Sure is.
All right, DeSclafani against Clevenger. This line also has seen a big line move in favor of Cleveland. A 25-cent line move opened in the minus 160s. Now it's all the way up into the minus 180s or minus 190s. Clevenger, of course, can be great, especially when he's on long rest. Doesn't quite go, isn't quite reliable to go deep into games. More likely to go like 6 or 7 innings. And DeSclafani, decent but looks hittable. I was thinking maybe Cleveland first 5, maybe Cincinnati second half. I was thinking maybe something like Cleveland first 5 innings, team total over, something like that. The line's a little bit high, though. What's your take on this game, if any?
I think DeSclafani can get touched here, but I'm hesitant to fade the Reds. Game time 82 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways, not very strong. This is a place where the Reds just come to lose for the last 15 or so years. Their lowest record at any current road ballpark, at least 40 games. DeSclafani, 3-1, 5.08 ERA, 1.28 WHIP. Last start did not look good in that 12-8 Reds loss to the White Sox. Gave up 5 runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Lost his first start. 5 starts since, 4.71 ERA. So the 3-0 is sort of a number that we shouldn't be paying attention to. 2 career starts against Cleveland, 0-1, 5.25 ERA. Clevenger's look good. He's looked good of late. Pitched 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks in his last start. 4-1, 2.80 ERA in his last 7 starts. Both teams hit righties fine. Sean Thompson says, I'm just taking the over. Dieter Cameron says, hi all, new to the show.
Love it. Shout out to Dieter Cameron. Cool name. That's an old school name. Cool name. Dieter Cameron. Hi all, new to the show. Love it. Shout out to Dieter Cameron. Thanks so much. Let's take this opportunity to review the picks. Then let's review some comments here to help maybe shed some light on some of these things we're thinking about. And then let's move on to some other games. How about that?
Absolutely.
All right. Here's what Jim has given so far. Pittsburgh over 9 minus 116, and the first 5 over 5 minus 108. Both of those make me nervous, but I hope he cashes. Also, Tampa Bay first 5 over 4, and the full game over 7 minus 135. Those are also plays by Jim that make me less nervous, but still a little bit nervous, and I hope he cashes those as well. His other play, San Francisco first half minus 120. I'm on that one myself. My plays are Washington minus 1, Washington second half, San Francisco first half minus 120, San Francisco second half under 3.5, San Francisco first 5 innings, team total over 2, Texas minus 1, Texas second half, and Texas team total over 3.5 minus 159. Now let's look at some comments here. Anthony L. Reds first 5 under 2. Okay, so Anthony L. expecting a good start from Clevenger. Let me see. Tom Reno says, LOL, this looks like another game. Cleveland is up 5-2 after 6, and the bullpen blows the game. That's what I was thinking. Cleveland first 5, Cincinnati second half. That's what I was thinking. Let me see. Other comments here. SM says Clevenger is better than DeSclafani. Absolutely. Let me see.
Leon saying, what's the over-under on that game? If it's 8.5, I'd take the over.
I think it's about 8.5.
It's 9.5.
Tom Reno says Cleveland's bullpen is complete garbage. Let me see if that's Cleveland's bullpen is complete garbage. According to my numbers, Tom Reno, over the last 30 days, I have Cleveland's bullpen as just sort of middle of the road, middle of the pack, and last 30 days, I have Cleveland's pen ranked top 10.
Jeez.
Not top 5, but top 10.
Wow.
And I have Cincinnati's pen bottom 10. That's over the last 30 days or so.
Wow.
And that's just based on my rankings here, statistics that could be a little bit, illusory, misleading, but still, it's rare that you have a top 10 bullpen based on statistics that's actually should have been ranked, in the bottom 10, something like that. So I would actually, as of right now, rate Cleveland's bullpen a little bit higher than Cincinnati's. I'm sure Tom Reno and others are going to give me a lot of blowback and pushback from that. I'm talking about recently, though.
Wow, no, they trust it.
Tom Reno says Cleveland's bullpen is complete garbage. I know that's the vibe that they give off, but I'm not sure if statistically that's totally accurate right now.
Interesting. Holy Bull Speed says Saturday won 600 for my birthday. We did not know it was your birthday, or we would have stopped everything. We would have stopped everything. Happy belated, man. Hope you had a wonderful time.
Let me see. Other comments. Sean Thompson says, boss is just too good for me to bet against them. Julian Cesario says, don't worry about Archer's pitch count. Tampa Bay is going to smash him. Mm-hmm.
Smash Lariano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, when looking back at these games, I know we got to hit these double headers and the Kershaw start, but Chase Anderson is this Chase Anderson start. I feel like I should take these unders on this game. I liked Urena's last start. Can we trust? I mean, he only went 5 innings in his last start. Jose Urena.
Yeah, I mean that's the big question here. Vitalis or someone else, Vitalis said Urena is fine when he doesn't walk anyone. Yeah, that's the big if. When he walks people, as with most major league starting pitchers, it can get ugly fast. Let's see.
Do you think there's going to be movement on this line here? It's creeping towards the under. Or no, sorry, that's the op. Sorry, it's creeping towards the over.
Which one?
This Milwaukee-Miami game.
The Milwaukee-Miami game. The total has no. I think it's right about where it was when it opened. I'm definitely leaning under on this one, and not sure if I want to pull the trigger on it. We haven't even talked about the Kershaw start. Do you want to talk about that one, Jim? Yeah. Kershaw against Perdomo. Obviously, Kershaw is I don't know. I think in general, going forward, I'm not necessarily saying next few weeks. But at some point, relatively soon, Kershaw is going to be a guy you can make money fading, right?
I agree.
Strikeouts down a little bit. He's probably going to be on a pitch count here again. Maybe he'll extend out to 90 or 95, but I don't think, there's no chance we see not no chance. It's unlikely, I think, in my opinion, that we see, a complete game or an 8-inning dominant start here from Kershaw. We might see a dominant 5 or 6 inning start. And the Dodgers are a huge favorite here. I don't know if I'd want to take San Diego, though. I'm not sure if I quite trust Perdomo here, but, it's possible that San Diego -1 might actually be a value play.
Love the way Will Myers is playing right now. That's what they desperately needed. If they could get Hosmer started too, Margot finally had a good game yesterday. Their offense is capable of producing much more. Yeah. But DJ Big Boss laughs out loud when he hears fade. Kershaw does not agree. And Mr. Gokster has a question. What's your highest expected ROI team going forward in second halves of the season?
That's interesting. We talk about that over the All-Star break a lot. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Yeah, very interesting question that we can keep in mind. But yeah, Kershaw, I don't trust Perdomo. He looked really good in the minors. What's he going to give us up here? Why does he? It's just tough. Game time temp 77 Fahrenheit. Winds blowing out, but lightly. Dodgers coming off losing 2 or 3 to the Angels, not scoring runs, and now they've lost Puig to the disabled list. Kershaw 2-4, 2.86 ERA, 1.10 WHIP. He's historically dominated this Padres team, whether it be at Petco or at home. He just dominates them. 1.72 he holds them to 174 batting average at Petco Park, 1.72 ERA, 0.91. But Perdomo was very bad in the beginning of the year, and there was this start against the Dodgers that sent them down. 7 earned runs, 9 runs total. He was recalled from El Paso. He had some nice numbers in El Paso. Really nice numbers. 6-2, 3.10 ERA. We know that anything under 5. Like if you look at the Mets starter, it's the Mets starter, I believe, who was also pitching in PCL. He had a 5.32 ERA.
Yeah.
He's come up to the majors.
The other issue, which we didn't mention, which is true, San Diego had an extended game last night, 16 innings. All their relief pitchers, or not all, but I think at least almost all of their relief pitchers pitched last night. Game didn't end too late last night. Why would you bet money on them today? This is a no-brainer. Van Polo suggesting that the Dodgers are the play here.
What would you get if you were to take the Dodgers on the run line?
I don't know, but the San Diego alternative run line at Bet365 right now is plus 500. The Dodgers would be about minus 150.
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable at that spot here.
Miley Mal says Dodgers super run line is low hanging, and Anthony L has chimed in with an answer to Mr. Gokster's question. He says highest ROI might be the Indians with all the garbage in their division, going to be sellers. Only problem will be that they'll have a ton of minus 300 lines against them. Okay, I'm not. Is Cleveland going to have a ton of minus 300? I mean, I guess with Kluber they will, but with their other starters, I'm trying to remember who are their starters. I'm not sure if they're going to have a minus 300 line against them. And again, they do have the reputation of being a team that has a bad bullpen, and again, with my numbers, their bullpen has snuck into the top 10 at least over the last 30 days. So you might be right there. That might be a great call, Anthony L, predicting some nice positive ROI from Cleveland in the second half. Q Peso says, wow, plus 500. Yeah, Q Peso plus 500. I'm telling you, man, if Perdomo's heavy sinking fastball is working here, that might be a play, because if that's working, it's going to be hard for the Dodgers to make hard contact against that, and that might be worth a shot. Minus 1.5 at plus 500. Let's see. What else do we have here, Jim?
That's a tough. The Dodgers spot is tough. Mr. Goxer says Dodgers first 5 team total over, full game over, run line. I just, after watching them not hit in a nice hitting situation in the Freeway series, it's difficult for me to back them, especially at that huge line. So. Yeah.
There you go, Lamont Williams. I like Washington, the game over. Cincinnati Reds money line in San Francisco money line, and the Philly on the second game. Mally Mal says Dodgers super run line is low hanging fruit. Tom Reno says the Padres lineup is trash. Myers isn't hitting at all. He hit a homer off a position player that had to pitch, went 0-5 against legit pitchers. So Tom Reno, Mally Mal, a lot of people thinking that the Dodgers, even as a huge favorite here, might have some value. I don't know. I kind of got burned on the Dodgers in the Angels series. That was a source of a lot of my losing these past 3 days. I thought that the Dodgers were going to have good games offensively, probably do well on their run lines as well, or their money lines, and that was not the case. So I'm a little bit loath to take them here as such a big favorite line, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, and maybe San Diego is way worse than the Angels right now, and Kershaw will be fine in this start. Has at least one more dominant start in him, and Mally Mal might be right here on the super run line, having some value.
He might be. It's such a giant favorite, really makes me uncomfortable. Vitalis says he's coming to Vegas to give you an Eiffel Tower partner.
Oh, very nice, Vitalis. Shout out to Vitalis, Eiffel Towers. The jury's still out on my official true position on Eiffel Towers in general. Tom Reno says Perdomo gets hit here. I think his last start was in Oakland against a team that didn't know him. Dodgers saw him recently, hit him hard, and they've been great off of losses. Lamont Williams says, what's up, Jimmy and Pete? I got to go for lunch. I'm going to give you guys my best play for today. Oakland A's full game over. Oakland A's plus 1.5. Kansas City plus 1.5. And the Tampa Bay game under. There you go.
Wow.
Lamont Williams liking Oakland to keep it close against Houston as a big underdog, and the Tampa Bay game under. Wow. Shout out to Lamont Williams. Thank you very much.
Wow. I wonder if I'm going to pull the trigger on that A's-Astros spot or not. I find a couple of these spots difficult. I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about Royals, Twins, Duffy, Barrios. When Nostra had the Twins against the Cubs, and I forget who Barrios was against, but the Twins got off to a great start. They're up 4-1, 5-1, and it was nice weather for offense. And Nostra was like, we're going to get to see what Barrios really is, who he really is in this start. And he got destroyed. He got absolutely destroyed. I'm starting I used to be so high on this kid, and I'm no longer that high on him. 86 Fahrenheit, wind blowing sideways. We already had a commenter come in saying that they thought Duffy was the dog of the day. I forget offhand who that was. P-Smacks, one Skaggs coming in saying Royals first 5 money line. Duffy's in a bounce back spot. Twins are coming off a 4-game sweep. Royals are 0-7 so far this month and have lost 9 straight. Very difficult to back them in any situation right now. Duffy, 5-1 with a 2.43 ERA, 18 career outings against the Twins. I don't like that number for some of these older pitchers who don't look like they have nearly the stuff they used to have, and Duffy's one of those guys. He was very good at target field as well. Barrios, 8-7, 3.54 ERA, 1.00 whip. Held the Brewers to 3 runs on 5 hits on 7 innings. Took the loss, second consecutive loss. 0-1, 6.66 ERA in 5 career starts. Neither of these teams, Royals don't hit righties. Twins don't hit lefties. What do you have a lean? Are you anyone?
No, this is a very tough one. I was thinking that
it was hail to the victors. Hail to the victors that thought Duffy was the dog of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Barrios will have a bounce back start here. Feels like Duffy will be okay, and I was thinking about a shot with the under, although it's 8.5, which is a little bit low. One of these games that could sneak over late.
Swiatek saying Royals are dead last last versus right-handed pitching. The 656 OPS.
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
the Royals are just atrocious in many different ways. And the big question is just what to expect from Berrios. I mean, if Berrios was in good form right now, a minus 200 line would be totally warranted, and we would be thinking about taking him. I would be thinking about taking him. Duffy's last start wasn't as bad as it might have looked. He gave up a grand slam, but, wasn't hit that hard in general. And, Duffy's not a terrible guy in my estimation right now, not an auto fade by any means. And so this is just a kind of a tough one. How much better is Minnesota's lineup than KC is the big question. A bit, but I'm not sure if it's that much better to warrant to justify a minus 200 line here. This game, as of right now, I'm staying off of, slightly to the under at 8.5 though.
Yeah, it's I feel uncomfortable with this stuff. A couple of people coming in with the Twins run line. Anthony L saying Royals dead last in almost every category. Ski Profit in the house says the show is awesome. We'd love you, Ski Profit.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Ski Profit.
Hail to the victors. Really thinks we have a live dog on our hands with these Royals. I see the Orioles winning more games moving forward than the Royals. This Royals team just looks terrible.
Yeah, Tom Marino pretty much sums up my thoughts here. Berrios is a high variance pitcher. I won't back him as a big favorite, but KC can't be backed in my opinion. I absolutely agree with that one.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that leaves everything except for these double headers, I believe.
Yeah, I guess we can, the second games of double headers, I don't really think about until the first games have been played. CC Sabathia against Yacobonis. I mean, we talk about KC being terrible. Baltimore's giving them a run for their money, right? Baltimore is just, I thought they might have been a good bet on Sunday as a dog going up against Odorizzi, who, was vulnerable, couldn't put up anything against him, and the bullpen as well. So, maybe in light of that, the Yankees are a good candidate for a sweep here, even as a huge favorite. The line's getting bet up, a 15-cent line move in favor of the Yankees. CC, of course, has been fine. There are some injuries, though. Chapman has some knee tendonitis as well. They might put him on they might give him some rest a little bit.
There's different things coming out, but I heard that he might be good to go again today, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Maybe we need to wait a little bit.
I mean, the Yankees have kind of a deep bullpen without him anyway. They have a deep lineup without all their injuries in their lineup as well. Is Baltimore going to be able to pull out a win here? I don't know.
There was a lot of talk of Sabathia because being 300 pounds, being bad in the heat. He's no problem with this heat over the last little bit. What's Yacobonis going to give us? He's looked bad in the show. A lot of runs. In Norfolk, he's looked good. Yeah. 3-2, 2.91 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. 20 walks and 55 2/3, but still he's looked good. Has not pitched for the Orioles since June 28th. They allowed 2 runs over 4 innings, took the loss against the Mariners. Pitched 5 career games against the Yankees. Always out of the bullpen, allowed 7 runs, 7 hits, 6 2/3. The Orioles, 231, 656 OPS versus lefties. It's like the Orioles hit lefties like the Royals hit righties. Nick Dial says fade the O's. It's hard to fade the O's, but you're going to take you need a super run line if you're going to get any value.
Yeah, I mean, something tells me that this might be a game where I thought Baltimore was going to be a good play on Sunday, or at least a play with value, and maybe they were, but the way the final score wound up, doesn't back that up. Baltimore on the alternative run line is plus 475 actually at bet 365. I could see Yacobonis coming in here because he did, as you said, Jim, he did have some nice results in the minors. He is a big guy, 6'6", long arms, has control issues as almost all youngsters do have.
Good guy for an Eiffel Tower. Dieter Cameron says, our new friend Dieter Cameron, what a treat, says, Loshak in the bag, best sports show ever. Love you guys.
Hell yeah.
Cameron, welcome
and
to
I feel like
Loshak
I'm even
family.
off my game today. Dieter Cameron. Yeah. Who the hell is this guy? Shout out to Dieter Cameron. I love you, man.
Yeah, man, this is good. I know, it's a Monday. We got to get our juices flowing.
Are our juices flowing? I think we're doing okay.
We're moving forward. We're moving forward.
I was watching some of the old videos. I was like, sometimes I'm a little bit too hyped up. I can't tell if it's, how when you hear your own voice, you're much more annoyed than other people are when they hear your voice.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little bit better when I'm a little bit more reserved. Do you think that's true or not?
No, I love you. I love you all
sure?
the time. Yeah, no, you can't always be pounding it out. Sometimes you got to bring it back. I get it. I love it all the time. I'm just that my voice is very annoying to me. It used to be so high, and thankfully, when grade 7, my high school was grade 7 to 12, which was awful. My brother was the cool guy in grade 12. Was a little fucking mascot, and I talk like this, you know. Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
Is my manic yakking annoying at times? I think it might be, Jim.
No, I don't think
no?
it is.
All right, okay. I tried to do my best
Joshua
here.
Smith says, you guys look sleepy today. Let's get fired up!
All right, let's see. Who said that? No, we know. We're not sleepy today. We're just trying to be a little bit more reserved, see if that ups the ratings a little bit. All right, so let's see what else do we have here. The second games I'm not even going to touch, although obviously Nola against Oswalt appears to have a massive starting pitching edge to Philly, right? And then Sessa and Ramirez. I have a feeling that this might be. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know if I have the balls to take it, but I have a feeling that Baltimore might actually steal this first game. And if so, I'm going to be all over the Yankees in the second game. And then the Philly Mets game. Again, I did take the Philly on the second half in this one. This also might. I wouldn't be surprised if Eflin has some issues with his blister, and the Yanks, the Mets actually win the first 5 innings here and steal this first game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mets steal the first game and then Philly comes in the second game and wins that one going away. But so as of right now, I am going to take Philly on the second half in game 1. I don't know.
I think it's interesting what you're saying because I like if the Yankees win, I'm going to take Jeffrey Ramirez in the first 5 with the Orioles. I like Jeffrey. I like his stuff, and watching Showalter talk about him, he loves what he's seeing out of Jeffrey. Very excited about this just to watch him today because he's got nothing else in life to be excited about. Wheeler, I love the way Wheeler's throwing. Nice home start. I know the Phillies are a good squad, but offensively they're not a great squad. 238, 727 OPS versus righties.
Anthony
That's marginally better than the Mets.
Here you go. Yacobonis stats in the minors are misleading. At a 232 BABIP is not something he'll carry in the big leagues. I didn't realize his batting average on balls in play was that good in the minors. Wow. I did know that he had control issues. All right, Yacobonis might get crushed here.
I sort of hope he does, because then I'm going to take Orioles first 5 in game 2. I think it's interesting what you're saying about this Mets spot. I think that Aaron Nola game 2 might be a gift. We'll have to see sort of how game 1 goes. But we talk about the ERAs in the Pacific Coast League, and he has a 5.32 ERA, and that's no problem for them to bring him up. I know it's tough to pitch in Vegas, but we're talking about Perdomo, who had a 3.20 ERA down there. So, all
right, so we touched on every game. You want to just quickly review Yankees-Baltimore game 1 is a pass for both of us, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Mets and Philly game 1. I'm on Philly's second half on that one. Did I? Oh no, I didn't write that one down, did I?
No.
I didn't give that one
what kind of a dog line would we? It's so hard to take the Mets, but if I did, I would take them first half, worrying about.
All right, I'm sorry, I didn't give that one as an official pick. I am definitely going to give that one as an official pick. Philly second half in game 1 minus 120.
I would be worrying about Eflin's blister, but can you believe in a Mets team that's been shut out in back-to-back? You can't.
No.
You just can't.
Yeah.
You can't put your money on that. And it's like even money. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that.
All right, so I'm on the second half officially, minus 120 in game 1. Washington-Pittsburgh. Jim is on the full game and first 5 innings over, and I'm on Washington minus 1 and Washington on the second half. Let's see, Yankees game and the Philly game on the second game, so we'll talk about that in the evening show after the first games are done. Texas-Boston, I am taking some shots with Texas here. Minus 1 at a big dog line. Second half at plus 120. And the team total over 3.5 minus 159. That is the current line at Pinnacle. I'm taking shots with Texas here. We'll see how it turns out. Detroit and Tampa Bay. Jim is doubling down on the overs. First 5 innings, 4 and the full game. Over 7 minus 135. Cincinnati, Cleveland, as of right now, is a pass for both of us. But my opinion, and backed up by a lot of people in the comments section, thinking that Cleveland might be worth a play on the first 5 innings, thinking that Clevenger's going to have a good start. I think he's probably going to have a strong start here, and thinking maybe Cincinnati on the second half might be worth a shot, although again, I'm not nearly as down on Cleveland's bullpen as a lot of people in the comments section seem to be. Milwaukee, Miami, no plays from either of us as yet officially, but I'm definitely leaning under, and in the midst of this show, Jim, since we talked about that game to now, the market has taken another 6 or 7 cent move in favor of Miami. They're now down into the plus 1 teens.
Wow.
So when we were talking about it, they were in the plus 120s. Now they're in the plus 1 teens. So the market, this line is just crashing. It's now officially a 30-cent move in favor of Miami since opening. Unreal.
That's
right?
wild. I see the Brewers playing such good baseball right now. That's
very telling, and that tells me that
that Urain is going to have a good start.
Yes, and so I'm
that means that the under to me is the play.
Probably,
I've had enough of. I think I'm going to jump in.
You want it?
I do. I've just been burnt. Yeah, I do. I want both of them.
What do you want?
I want the first half and the full game.
You want the first half and full game under.
But I don't trust them. Do you trust this Marlins bullpen?
The Marlins bullpen is terrible in general. But, you know, in this spot, in this game, maybe I do trust them a little bit. I do trust them a little bit. And I'm thinking about the second half under as well, not the first 5 innings under.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take more time with this. Sorry, did you say what was? Sorry, what did you say about the first 5?
Their bullpen statistically is terrible.
But what did you say about the first 5 under?
I don't want the first 5 under, just because, you know, I don't want to triple up on this one, and you do never know what you're going to get from either of these starters, right?
But triple up, you've made no plays on this.
No, but I'm thinking about the full game under and the second half under.
Okay, I'm going to need more time with this game.
Yeah. All right, so that's that game. The Miami-Milwaukee game. Houston-Oakland, no play from either of us. Some people were suggesting that Oakland might be a good play on the +1.5 line to keep it close as a underdog. Others were suggesting that Houston will run away with this one, and a lot of back and forths on this one, as well as with the total. I was leading under. A bunch of people in the comment section were leading under. Jim was leading over. A bunch of people in the comment section were also leaning over, weren't they, Jim?
Yeah. I would have already given it if you weren't leaning under and everybody else leaning under. I would have already given it.
KC, Minnesota is also going to be a pass. We're pretty much in agreement here that the question is just, what are you going to get from Barrios here? KC is awful. Minnesota isn't that great, though, but KC is almost an auto-fade team right now. Big question is, what are we going to get from Barrios? Dodgers against San Diego. Of course, you know, the question is just how awful is San Diego? Tomor and others think that their lineup is absolute shit. San Diego also is off a 16-inning game, so that's another reason why it might not be a good spot for them. On the other hand, again, I'm starting to think about fading Kershaw, you know, and San Diego -1.5 is at least something I'm taking note of, if not seriously considering. And then San Francisco and the Cubs. San Francisco seems like a no-brainer play. San Francisco, great team at home in general, and particularly on the second half. Hendricks, of course, is coming crashing way back down to earth. Jim's on the first half. I'm on the first half as well. I also threw the San Francisco first half team total over as an official play, and I threw the second half under on that one, 3.5 -130, and that's the entire MLB card for tonight.
Wow, exciting!
Interesting stuff.
I like it. I'm uncomfortable. But you know what? When I'm really confident going into the day, that doesn't always help. So
right.
I don't like that that we're sort of on the other side of certain things. Some of them I still went for, others I didn't. I'm going to do a lot of work in the afternoon and have some more plays for this late show. And then Paco Healy says, anyone else getting hyped for IFBC going to be raging? God, I'm so excited about it.
Sean Thompson says, I'd rather bet KC than the Rangers in this spot. Tomor says, Sean, I disagree right now. Rangers have been hitting. Yeah, the Rangers have some bats that can be productive.
Yeah, I like the Rangers bats of the last 6 weeks or so. They've been they're coming together.
Dieter Cameron says KC is the dog of the day. So Dieter Cameron says KC is the dog of the day, and Sean Thompson says he'd rather have KC than
Hail to the
Texas.
Victors has KC as the dog of the day. Says Duffy's in a great spot. And, wow, interesting.
Absolutely. No, KC might be. Listen, I mean, as bad as KC is, Minnesota isn't that much better, right?
Well, they look terrible, and then they swept the Orioles, who are trash. So it's hard to really get a read on them right now if they're better or not.
KC might be worth a shot here because Duffy, you know, what's your read on Duffy in general? He is his last start, you know, he gave the grand slam. His numbers aren't very good, but I think that there can still be value with them. Sure. All right. Well, we can think about this and talk about this a lot more in the evening show. Of course, we will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time. The only stuff we have on the card today is MLB, so we'll get into this a lot more in depth. We'll check what the line moves are. Where will this Minnesota KC line move? You want to make a prediction? I don't know. We might see a +160 in the afternoon show and see some indications of possible sharp action on KC.
Daycash 23 Flower 123 says, love the show.
Oh, shout out.
And he's parlaying the Dodgers and Phillies in game 1 today, so he believes in Eflin.
He does.
Or just thinks the Mets are trash, and both are valid opinions. The issue here is the blister.
Yeah, that is just Campsite Killer says, too many dudes up in their feelings in here. Ha ha ha. Certainly a lot of dudes up in their feelings. Not sure if that counts as too many. I like it, but certainly a lot of them are. Good observation, Campsite Killer. All right, so Tom Marino says, Miners been pitching great. He just hasn't been the same on the road. That's true. I'm thinking we might just see a bit of a shootout here, and in a shootout, I love to have a big dog, you know?
Definitely.
Definitely. All right, what else do we want to get to? That it?
Yeah, that's it for baseball right now. I've got a lot of work to do on the afternoon show, but I'm comfortably off for the first two games of that doubleheader. But I'm gonna make a play on both second games after watching it.
Late Show Zoe says, Jim Loshak, don't bet the Dodgers. Puig is hurt.
Yeah, and they have enough depth to get over Puig, but his power, he has been showing a bit of power lately. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Gokster says, y'all have a great day. Best of luck. You have a great day too, Mr. Gokster 99. We'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time.